Hello everyone, this is Scott from Exposition.com. Today I figured I'd go in and show you one of the plugins that I personally use and I love it to bits, and it's Yoast SEO Plugin, and I want to show you how to properly configure it to the settings that you would most likely want. Okay, so we're on our general settings page, which is the home page, the dashboard, and we're going to quickly go over the features, and I want to explain to you each one of them. You have Alexa verification, Bing Webmaster Tools, Google Webmaster Tools, Pinterest, and Yandex Webmasters. Basically, what each one of these settings does is it will allow you to verify that you own the site. If you use file verification, which is the recommended method, you don't have to worry about that. That's what I've done, so therefore I do not need to use this. I do not need to use this tool. But it's also good if you are against using your cPanel or a tool like FileZilla to upload files, in case you're not that familiar with it. But if you are, it's much better to do that, and you won't clutter your header of your blog, which is good. We're going to go to our titles and meta, and I'm going to quickly go over. On this installation, I have WooCommerce, BuddyPress, and Derp BBPress all installed. First of all, you have your title settings. Force rewrite titles. WordPress SEO has the auto-detected whether it needs to force rewrite the titles for your pages. If you think this is wrong, basically what this does, it'll rewrite titles if it deems them unnecessary or poorly made up with. So for me, I try to keep the daily exposition in every one of the website titles. It creates a brand, and it allows whenever someone searches it, it'll come up in the search engine. I do that, and that's the default thing. If it doesn't work though, and it comes out clunky, so this is where Yoast will try to say, if you have old posts that you haven't optimized, Yoast may go in and say, okay, this title is horrible, let us try and fix it. You can turn this off if you are starting off fresh. In fact, I recommend you doing that. But if you have a lot of posts that you don't feel like doing, or maybe you just want to see what Yoast recommends, this is a great setup. Your title separator will have little to no effect on the way on your SEO. I prefer that you only use the dash or the separator because it looks the best in the search engine. Site-wide meta tag settings. Turn the no index subpages of archives off. The reason that this is turned off is because if you do so, it may come up as duplicate content in Google search engines, and this could look very bad. And duplicate content gets docked, and as well the site gets docked points, and you don't really need subpages to be indexed. Use the meta tags keyword tag. While it's not necessary to use it, I actually still enjoy setting the meta tags. I restrict it, don't do too many because it can still be counted as keyword stuffing, but for older search engines that may actually still use it, it's a great tool. Unfortunately, if you're relying on those for your main traffic source, you're probably doing it wrong in the first place. No ODP stands for no open directory. DMods has an open directory of websites, and it will automatically try to use the description that it pulls from DMods, and this will turn it off. No YDR is no Yahoo directory, and this will also do the same thing as the no open directory. It is recommended to turn both these off, especially since you go in and you're handcrafting all of your descriptions, and you'll want them to be you want those to stay, as opposed to Google saying, oh, well, this is what they say, so this is what we're going to use. No, you'll always want to prioritize what you say, because your description, and if you write one, you're going to put time into it, and this is what you want showing. Your RSD, your WLW, and your short links for posts can all be turned off. I only turn these off. RSS links are actually good because browsers like Internet Explorer have a built-in feed subscription, and this allows a lot of extensions to pull in your feeds and automatically subscribe to them. Short link for posts, if someone is looking for the WordPress short link, it'll automatically give it to them. This is good for other people who are using WordPress, or if you have the admin bar activated. Your home page, this is where you can set up your description and your title. You do your site name, page, site description, separator. Mine is, as we can see right up, is the daily exposition. You've got questions, we got answers. This is what will show up in Google. Your meta page description is the description that you use to show in Google. And your keywords, I haven't set any keywords for my home page, but you can set them whenever you want. Remember, again, avoid keyword stuffing. I only recommend using like 3 or 4. Yoast doesn't even see why you'd want this, but it keeps it there because some search engines still look at them. Post types. These are all actually pretty well set up. Make sure that you have your separator, your site name, And these are actually pretty much set up to the point where you want them to. You can automatically write it to where it will do your meta description in keywords, but it's best if you go in there and handcraft it yourself. The same goes for taxonomies, and other would be your authors page or date archives or any other special pages such as 404 or searches. Let's go into the social tab. The social tab is where you can control all of your open graph, your Twitter cards, and your Google. I have actually not done this quite yet. I should be adding a Facebook admin, but you want to include your front page, and you want your front page settings. In here, I recommend that you upload a image, a snapshot, or a brand, some kind of image that will actually take over the home page. Otherwise, it's just going to look for the first image that it can find, and that can be quite clunky. It's great if you can do a logo or just a screenshot. A screenshot looks really bad, but if you are desperate and you don't know what to put there, you can use the screenshot. I personally recommend using a logo or something else that will grab people's attention when they share it. Because sharing the home page is great for SEO and it will increase your rankings in the search engine. And the default settings is if there is no image and someone shares your post, it will show this image. Sometimes on certain themes it can cause issues where it will only show that image and ignore featured images, but depending on where you got your theme and how well it's coded, this should be no issue. Make sure you include your description, your title, and your image URL, or else if you don't, it will just pull the automatic one set in there. But it's great if you do it if you want to customize the title and description for Facebook users. And as always, add your Facebook admin, so that way you will, if you use plugins such as comments or other, generally Facebook comments will require you to have an administrator or some kind of approval that is saying that you own it. Your Twitter cards are added to your header. This is what Twitter uses to validate. They don't use Open Graph as much. They prefer Twitter cards. What you want to do is you want to set your Twitter name. Make sure you don't do the @ symbol. And then summary with a large image is what I personally use. This is great again because it'll take data from things like Open Graph and it will display a giant Twitter card. So if you do one with an image, images always draw more attention in Twitter. Summary, on the other hand, is just mostly text-based and it doesn't look as good. It doesn't also perform as better, nor does it get as many retweets. Google Plus, add Google Plus specific metadata can be done, but make sure you include your publisher, and that is it. You may be wondering where Google authorship is. There is no authorship because Google decided to cut Google authorship because it was found to be not very effective and quite clunky. Now you're going into your XML sitemaps. This is one where you will have sitemaps for many different types of pages. You can view it here and check the box to enable XML sitemap functionality, and you'll be able to view your sitemap. Ping Yahoo and Ask as well. You do not have to exclude any users in your user sitemap. I prefer to have a user and author sitemap, but that's just me. I have not excluded any form of post types or any form of taxonomies. It is recommended that we should exclude media because Yoast actually does images already. Therefore, there's no need to have media, and media pages are actually very poor looking in Google search, and you don't want poor pages showing up in Google search results. Permalinks is your permalink structure found on your website. You can customize it to where it will show you the style of your linking. Remove stop words from slugs. The slug optimization is recommended to turn on while nothing else is really needed. Slugs are words that are not necessarily needed and only take up space from your URLs. And useless words like that can become they can take up space in your link, and you want a shorter link. You want your links in Google to be short, or else they're going to be truncated, so where they're only showing a little chunk of it and then they do like spacing. And you want to get your keywords in that link, so that way it'll help rank better as when the users search. Nothing else is needed here. Internal links involves your breadcrumbs. My theme has already built in breadcrumbs that perform better than the Yoast breadcrumbs from my experience. It automatically does it, but if you, for instance, do want breadcrumbs, you'll turn this on and choose the separator that you want: your home, your archives, and your arrow 404. Bold the last page in the breadcrumb, and none of these will really matter. It is recommended to have breadcrumbs as it helps Google understand your page and the structure that it follows. If it can understand your page, it'll perform much better in search results, and it can rank higher. A more organized page allows Google to follow your content and rank it higher. RSS is your last thing to really look at, and content of your RSS. This post is going to appear first on the blog. So it's going to say this post at this link appeared first here. You can change it to put an author to say this post is by, and then author link. Content put for each feed, you can put HTML here. There's no real reason to. I guess if you were trying to implement some sort of, you could try and implement HTML such as images. You can try doing advertisements, but otherwise what you really should be doing is just following the structure here for your RSS. RSS is still a huge way to subscribe. I'm subscribed to several RSS feeds, and I recommend that everyone who's in the media or website business does the same. Import and export allows you to import data or export data from other SEO plugins, and therefore it'll be easier to set them up. You can import Headspace, All-in-One SEO, the old SEO, or the WooThemes SEO framework. You can also export it so that way it can be carried into other plugins, whether you're updating or switching this out for another one, such as a competitor like All-in-One SEO. Bulk Editor just allows you to edit your descriptions for your articles as well as the titles. It's a very clunky interface, and I actually recommend that you go into each post manually to get the best results, as you'll also get the page analysis, which will show you what your content's like. It starts from the bottom and pretty much works its way up. So it starts from like the very beginning and it goes up. And then your files would be your htaccess and your robots.txt. Nothing else is really to be configured here. Extensions include other plugins. If you aren't in a huge SEO business and you are wanting to improve your SEO to the max and you're using other plugins such as WooCommerce and other plugins that need better configurations, if you're getting into Google News, I recommend that you get the additional Yoast plugins, the News SEO, the Video SEO, and the WooCommerce SEO. You can buy all of them from his website at a discounted price. I'm sticking with this for now until it grows. So thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for the next video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns relating to this one, put them in the comments below and I'll make sure to answer them. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.